Hi, Adrian here. So today we're going to talk about this topic, how to maintain your car during lockdown. First off, we'll start with the wristwatch check. So today I'm actually wearing a casual calculator watch. This is a DBC 611. I nicknamed this the Pablo Escobar because it's so gold, it's so in your face. It's like a drug dealer watch. I love the 80s, 90s calculator type of feel. Back to the topic in hand. So the first one will be battery. So battery is one of the most important thing that will fail in the car, because once it fails, of course you can't start the car. So how to maintain the battery is that you need to start your car on a daily basis and let it run about 15 minutes so that the alternator can recharge the battery during the period of time. Better still, if possible, you can drive the car out, go out to your nearest restaurant, go and tapao some McDonald's or even a boba, so that and then you drive the car, you actually recharge the car. Worst case scenario is that you can actually remove the battery terminal, but usually I don't recommend that because that is actually quite messy and sometimes it can cause unnecessary damage to the car. Let's say. Number two, we talk about tires. So tires is also another important aspect of the car that can degrade when the car is actually parked for a long time. So the first thing first, before you put your car to storage or to park the car for long term, what you need to do is that you need to make sure that your car's tires are properly inflated. So if you have a tire gauge, you can actually just check it immediately. Otherwise, you can even drive to the petrol station, to the nearest one, where you can check the tire pressure and at the same time top up the tire pressure if needed. Same like my previous advice, the best would be to drive the car out, because if you don't drive the car and you leave the car too long for a single spot, the tires will develop a bald spot. A bad thing to have because it will damage the tires. So two ways to counter that. The first one is actually, like I said, to drive the car out. When I say you can kill two with one stone, you can run the tires in, and number two, charge the battery for your car. Okay, let's say if you can't drive the car out for a reason, you can start the car at the same time. You can just roll the car maybe a couple of meters so that the tire won't be sitting in the same spot and create that bald spot for the car. Okay, moving on to number three, filling up your petrol for your car. What will happen is that during lockdown, a lot of people will have less usage of the car. So they will use it for short trips here and there and wait for the petrol tank to be almost empty before they fill up. This is not a very good idea. Reason being is because in the petrol tank itself, there's a lot of gunk, there's a lot of sediment, a lot of water, moisture and everything. So when you go to the petrol station with the empty tank, you fill the petrol. So when the petrol comes gushing up from the nozzle into the tank itself, it will actually stir up this sediment. This gunk will, if you're not careful, it might clog up your fuel pump, it might clog up your injectors, it might clog up your diesel filter or fuel filter. Number four, clean up all the food and drinks in your car. Reason being is because when you don't do that, you're actually inviting pests to go into your car. So there will be ants going to the car, and worst case, you have roaches coming to the car. I had that before. It's not a very pleasant experience. Imagine roaches flying off from the aircon vent when you start the car. Okay, so remember, clear off all the food wrappers, the drinks as well. Let's say if a cup of Coke in the car, what will happen is that it will actually increase the humidity and moisture level in the car. And if you watch my previous video, this will actually cause more bacteria and mold growth on the seats as well, and also cause the smell to come out in the car. So big no. So if you want to get rid of the smell, please, first step is to remove all the stuff from the car, all your food items and all your drinks. And of course, you want to be on the safe side, you can actually use the aircon sterilizer, the Klima Fresh, to actually clear off the mold as well in the car, just to be on the safe side. The last and final tip on to maintaining your car during lockdown is how to protect your car paint. The main thing is to always park the car indoors or in the shade if possible. What will happen is that if you park it outside, UV is very harmful for car paint. It will degrade the car paint very fast. So try to park the car indoors as much as possible. Also, some people, what they do is that they use car covers. So car covers, there's two types. One is the waterproof type, and one is the breathable type. They always claim that it's waterproof, rainproof, and UV proof. Yes, to a certain extent, they are rainproof, But once you get to a certain level, the water will actually seep through the cover and make the car wet. If the car is wet internally and with a waterproof car cover, it will actually cause the car to have water marks, water stains, and at the same time increasing the humidity of the car itself. So as we mentioned earlier, the humidity of the car will also promote the mold growth and bacterial growth in the car, which will damage the leather and also cause the smell, which will cause reactions. At the same time, with the weatherproof covers, what will also happen is that you're actually increasing the temperature of the car itself. The car, because the car is not breathable, the heat can't escape that easily. So your plastic trims, your leather in the car itself will degrade faster if compared to a car cover which is breathable. So the other side, which is the breathable car cover. So breathable car cover, unfortunately, you can't use it in the rain or in the sun and anything. But the good point is that it's actually breathable, like its name. So what will happen is that it cools off the car easier. Your leather, your dashboard, your interior, the plastic trim will be able to last longer. At the same time, it's less humid in the car because it doesn't trap the rain moisture in the car itself. So if you're looking for one, please check the link below for it. Alright guys, I hope you find that useful, and to summarize, use the car often, use it so that the car will be in good condition once the lockdown is over and everything. So in the meantime, please stay safe and take care of yourselves guys. Alright,